levels above and below. Why do you need what could it be? Higher, lower. What do you need? Tell me, what do you need? Higher and higher, higher. Since the observation of spin wave nature and shape of the energy surface are then identified. And furthermore, the equivalence of the microscopic and macroscopic exchange boundary condition is demonstrated and generalized to include the case of unequal spin, pining at the two surfaces of the film. In addition to the ordinary volume spin wave modes, we found also some surface spin wave modes, which may have some influence upon the flux reversal process in films. What do you need? Higher or lower? What do you need? Relaxation processes in ferromagnetic film. The electric field and waves and pendulums and spin. Where do you need? Observation and results. The use of ferrites at microwave frequencies, otherwise known as I wrote down my name and address for him and thanked him again. Putting on my new coat, I went outside and no longer felt the winter cold. The warmth that I felt in my heart as a result of this unexpected encounter made me even warmer. What do you need? Toward the end of my tour, a young lady, a shopkeeper out of the blue, asked me if I thought that China could build the Three Gorge Dam across the Yangtze River. And I thought for a moment and said yes. As long as China maintains its cultural heritage and believes it itself, believes in itself, it can certainly do it. Yes, as long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. This is something that I've heard throughout my life in different ways, repeatedly. Maybe not even heard, but saw, or felt, or dreamt, automatically told myself. And it's interesting to actually read it written down, and then to say it, and then to record it, and then to hear it over and over and over again like I do anyway, but to do that in front of everyone. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. As long as it maintains its cultural heritage and believes in itself, it certainly can do it. It certainly can do it. Yes. And we're back. In this unfamiliar space, at least for me. And it's open and wide, and yet it feels constraining, and I feel restraint. Why, I'm not really sure, but that will be explored. Most likely quietly. I tell people that I like to scream, but I do that quietly into the void. And that void isn't exactly defined. I guess it's wherever my head happens to be quietly. Or I tell people that I like to scream where my body happens to be. I do that quietly and into the void. This is something that, and I don't like that void say isn't exactly defined out loud. But once again, here I am saying it out loud, relatively loudly in comparison to how quiet it normally is. Or I tell people that I like to scream where my body happens to be. I do that quietly and into the void. This is something that, and I don't like that void say isn't exactly defined out loud. But once again, here I am saying it out loud, relatively loudly in comparison to how quiet it normally is. I like to think that, or I tell people that I like to say where my body enough times to decide maybe it'll come out eventually. And into the void. This is something that, and I guess it's happening like that void say isn't exactly defined out loud. But once again, here I am saying it out loud, relatively loudly in comparison to how quiet it normally is. I like to think that, or I tell people that I like to say where my body enough times to decide
isn't exactly defined out loud. But once again, here I am saying it out loud, relatively loudly, in comparison to how quiet intimacy is. I like to think that words will be just where my body and I decide I do not come out quietly and unfiltered. This is something that I guess is happening like that toward isn't exactly defined out loud. But once again, here I am saying it out loud, relatively loudly, in comparison to how quiet intimacy is. I like to think
I'm willing
just
to
where my
be
body and I decide I do not come out quietly
a little louder today.
I guess it's happening like that toward isn't exactly
Above a whisper or more.
relatively loudly in comparison to how quiet intimacy is. I like to think
I'm
just
trying to be slightly
this is something that
louder,
like that toward
bigger, and maybe seen.
once again, here I am saying it out loud, relatively loudly in comparison to how quiet intimacy is. I like to think
I'm attempting, I'm doing the thing, amplified and loud.
relatively loudly in comparison to how quiet intimacy is.
I'm doing the thing.
This is something that I guess is happening like that toward isn't exactly defined out loud. But once again, here I am saying it out loud, relatively loudly in comparison to
often seek, I often seek the permission to say no, actually. And it's funny how hard it is to say yes to no, ironically. And often I stop at yes, or maybe, and it's hard to tell whether I mean it. And it's complicated, you know, because many times, yes has brought me to success, one way or another, or some sort of lesson, or maybe a fun story, or fond memory. But if I think back, maybe that yes was maybe it was and now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with maybe it was and now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with, maybe it was a, and now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with, maybe it was a, now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with, maybe it was a, and now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with, maybe it was a, and now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with, maybe it was a, now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with, that permission doesn't come easily. So now I'm stuck with, maybe it was a, and now when I try and figure out that permission doesn't come easily. So now the thing that just pops into my head when I sit down to do anything is honestly, the thing that just pops into my head when I sit down to so do anything it's the thing that just pops into my head when I sit down to do anything. Well, it's and to be honest, I don't mean
The thing
to.
that just pops into my
It's
head
just
when I sit down.
it comes
to
naturally.
Do anything. Well,
I don't really ask for it to come. It just does, you know? And these are things
the thing that just pops into my head
I can't control.
sit down to
Even if I tried.
do anything. Well,
Sometimes I will purposely. And that's
the thing that just pops into my head.
I don't know. It's not the best feeling because then
Do anything. Well,
so I'll just leave it at what it normally could be, and
the thing that just pops into
that's
my head
fine.
when I sit down to do anything. Well, it's the thing that just pops into my
That's
head
fine. Wandering
when I sit down to
spinning in
do anything.
sideline brain.
It's
Are these multiple streams of
the thing that just
consciousness?
pops into my
That's
head
fine.
when I sit down.
It's a
to
chatter I wasn't
anything.
aware of for a long time, and now it won't shut up. Multiple streams
The thing that just pops into my head.
fine. Telling me things I sometimes like to hear, but mostly it's kind of dumb. And then another stream comes in and tells me, don't be judgmental. That's fine. Let it flow. It's okay.
Do anything. Well,
Sometimes I wonder if
the thing that just pops into my head.
fine.
When I sit down to
That's when
do
I
anything. Well,
kind of think maybe. But never mind that.
The thing that just pops into my head.
Fine. It's perfectly
when
fine.
I sit down to
Totally normal.
Well, it's
the multiple streams of consciousness.
the thing that just pops into my head.
Fine.
When I
They run in
down
parallel.
do anything. Well,
one tells me what I want to hear. That's on the surface.
The thing that just pops into
And the
my
second, well,
sit down
is diametrically opposite.
Well, it's
And then there's a third, that one I don't usually hear.
the thing that just pops
She's a
into my
quiet
head
one.
when I sit down to do
Sometimes if I can get the other two to shut up for a second, she speaks.
the thing that just pops
Parallel
into
lines of consciousness and chatter.
it's
There's a fourth, I'm sure, just to round it out, but I have no idea of who he is.
That's fine. When I
And maybe there's a fifth.
Well,
They don't need to get involved. Multiple streams of consciousness.
the thing that just pops into my head. When I
always going and going and gone, and then they're back, and then they're gone. Multiple streams of consciousness.
the thing that just pops into my head.
I allow.
So
Before it was so quiet, and all I could focus on was what was right in front of me, and like nothing that was inside, and that was really comforting, to be honest, because all I had to do was focus on what's in front of me. And now when I have multiple streams of consciousness, streams of consciousness. They remind me that there's stuff behind me too, and on the sides, on the periphery, and even further forward, and life is a little bit more 3D now. Multiple streams
When I sit down,
consciousness.
do anything. Well,
Chattering along. Multiple streams of consciousness.
it's the thing that just pops into my head
fine.
when I sit down to
So-
do anything. Well, it's
Hi. I can't hear you, Tolby. You gotta unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying this was our first time doing anything, so we're not sure where to stop, but I think we just did.
You did it. Hi, guys.
Hi, Tolby. Can we see your image on the full screen?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. Whoops. That's not it. Can do that. Does that do it? Pretty much.
Yeah, that's a much better view. Thank you.
Whoa. I love this piece of material too, the shape of it.
I do the shape that way going into it. There's no upside. It can go any way. It kind of leaves it more open, you know?
Love that. You shall not be boxed in.
Exactly.
Tolby, is there a right way up for you?
No. Maybe like that is a little bit as closest offhand. But yeah, not really. It's kind of all the way around. It's kind of like the music. It's kind of circular and folding in and coming back out. And so, yeah, it's kind of like that. That was really fun. Thanks. That was really.
That was really fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really fun on the receiving end too, you guys. I didn't really know what to expect and I kind of liked that. And I've never seen a performance piece like that. And it's such a great, fantastic way to utilize Zoom in a new way. So kudos to you both. And I just want to share my appreciation to being invited to this. Reina, your deal is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I is super digging the synchronicity between you both. So thank you.
Very cool. Thanks, Jennifer.
Synchronicity is a great word. I feel like that's come up in the very short conversations that Tolby and I have had.
I know. It's very, yeah, the whole thing is synchronicity. I mean, Yeah, we met via. I did a show earlier, and we met indirectly via that, and just had a few text messages, and just kind of jumped in and decided to do this um, on faith. I think both ways, right?
A little bit of trust.
Yeah, yeah,
Whole lot of internet.
yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. It's pretty exciting that there's over 10 people, over 2 people that are here.
I know. It was so impromptu that I'm glad anybody had time to zoom in.
Oh, hey,
I,
Mom.
Hi.
Mom meet Tolby. Tolby meet Mom.
Hi.
Hey,
Pleasure.
Tolby.
Pleasure.
I
Absolutely.
I just wanted to be able to say that seeing Reina take all of what she has learned along the way from her time at Mills, from the time that she would sit next to me at Mondavi Center and watch performances, and to see her incorporate what my mother wrote and what my father wrote, and to bring it updated, and then to see it pictorially. This has been very, very special for me. So thank you to both of you.
Oh, that is so touching. Thank you for saying that.
Side note, yes, I
It gives me
included
history.
a book that my grandmother wrote, a book that my grandfather wrote. At the last second, I just grabbed them from my bookcase and I was like, maybe something interesting will come of that.
That is so amazing. I love that.
That's so cool, Reina. I just want to introduce myself. My name's Pamela. And I love that you included those personal sources. And it would be really neat if you had a reference list at the
Totally.
end of sources that you used for your part of the presentation.
Totally. Thanks, Pamela. Thank you, Mom. I'm gonna write it in right now.
So
I
that's
just wanted to say that this has been really beautiful for me to come in and just have the authenticity. You really explore how we think in a more honest way than we often get to experience through like produced events. And I really appreciate you being able to use electronic devices to actually further go into our heads. Like you're delving into your own consciousness and letting it out really freely and honestly. And I just wanted to say I really respect that. And thank you for the audio. And Tolby, your work is always incredible. And I had a genuine question. What kind of colored pencils are you using on that paper?
I've got a few sets. I think my favorite is probably the Pablo. There's also Polychrome, Faber-Castell. I think the Pablo are the Caran d'Ache, I think, or something. But yeah, I sort of alternate between a few, and they all have different hardnesses, so they're the same color in two different sets is very different.
Did you have to sharpen anything during the performance?
Yeah, yeah. I turned on mute. Yeah, and also I played the. Well, I didn't play it, but the dinging in and dinging out of people about 15 minutes in, I realized I could turn that off, so I did.
Oh, I kind of liked it. I was like, oh, hello.
I know it punctuated it, but
The collaboration with the participants.
yeah. Chinese roots.
That's the book that my grandfather wrote that I read from. A lot of the ferrites and magnetic film stuff is from that. He's an engineer.
Well, I was maybe a little bit nervous going into it just because there's, like I tend to overthink things. So I like, what if that happened? What if, you know what I mean? So I had to like get that off, did a little meditation, took a walk and stuff. But I just have to say that even though I was a little bit nervous coming in, just the experience of it and the way the music went and everything, I'm like very chilled out right now. I really appreciate that, if nothing else, It's very cool.
I really appreciate, Tolby, that you gave the option for us to stay in our own spots in a cozy situation by
Yeah.
ourselves for the first time of collaborating.
Yeah.
To just kind of get rid of all those like new person jitters, but also to have all of our toys around us and be in a space where we normally work. That really helped me, especially as a first timer. Thank you.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I totally appreciate it. Um, yeah, it took some of the, you know, organizing and all that out. You know, I have to clean up my house because somebody was coming over. So yeah, it was amazing. You guys can unmute and
Yeah, come on in, join us if you want to put your
turn
videos on.
on your videos. It's time for the dance party. Oops.
Reina, can I ask you about the instrument, is it a cello that you played in the
Yeah,
middle of the performance there? Do you play classical cello?
absolutely not. I have no idea of how to play cello. I found it on Facebook Marketplace for 50 bucks and
Oh, I love that.
I was like, I can make noises with that.
I love that. I want to share with you that I also can't play cello, but have rented them occasionally for that
Awesome.
same reason. So I encourage that, and that was very inspiring. Thank you.
Oh, I feel justified. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Hi, Laura.
You're muted, Laura. There you
Hi.
go.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm probably not going to be here much longer. It's my bedtime. But
Oh, thank you for joining us late.
yeah.
Yeah.
Might sound super creepy, but what I started to feel like towards the end of it, but it didn't feel scary, but it felt like I was in the head of somebody with multiple personalities. And like almost if they were dialoguing or journaling. And it was, but there wasn't like I don't know, I liked this because what I love about art is when it takes me somewhere that I have no idea I'm going to go, and I just find myself looking around, sitting in the middle of it, and I didn't expect to be there. And it wasn't a notion that I could have ever predicted either. And so I just really, really liked this.
Oh,
Yeah, it was very much a performance piece. It might have felt like your first time and you were nervous, but it was great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to say to you, Jennifer, now you know what it's like to have a small household of one daughter, a husband, and me, but somehow there's just a lot of us.
I don't say that much, Mom.
Plus, my mom's a Gemini.
That's real.
I'm really curious a little bit about your process, how it is that you do what you do, and how you've come to doing it.
me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, at this point in time, I'm kind of, I don't know. I wrote a artist statement recently that's 2 sentences, and it probably catches it better than me going on. Let me find it real quick, and I'll tell you. That's it right there.
Hello.
Let me think where to find that. Actually, basically, what the thing is, I'm kind of using drawing as a way to learn how to be more something's going on outside. I'm sorry, a little distracted. More spontaneous and follow my intuition in life. Learning how to do it by practicing on paper. That's basically what the artist statement said simply. And so, yeah, just trying to be open to a lot of, be open to receiving what comes my way and go with that. So I'm trying to hope that's an okay answer.
Yeah, I really appreciated how you communicated with me, Tolby, when you um, offered the opportunity and the idea of collaborating in general. You had a very like open and free, no commitment or expectation way of presenting the question, and that made me feel a lot more comfortable and safe to try this out with you. So I appreciate that mindset.
Very cool. It seemed like fun from the beginning. I mean, we had that 15-minute meeting about it, and I think we were laughing the whole time.
Your cat really spoke for the most part during that meeting.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm going to log out. Thank you again so much, both of you. I really, really dug it.
Thank you.
Thanks for
And
coming,
I
Jennifer.
posted it on IG and I tagged you guys and sent some videos. So if you wanted clips of what you just did, John, they're already on your phone.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Sure.
Nice
Bye.
to meet you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Pamela.
Oh, I found the artist statement. Since it's just 2 sentences, I'm going to throw it in real quick, okay?
Yes.
I'm in the midst of a project that explores the parallels between creating a life and creating art. I'm learning how to enter the flow and follow my intuition in life by practicing on paper.
I love it.
That kind of boxes it. Yeah, cool.
Because life is just as much an art piece as anything you can put on paper.
So I just want to say I've seen Tolby draw a lot, so I'm kind of used to that, but I haven't heard you perform, Reina, and I really enjoyed it. I didn't know what to expect, and it took me a minute to kind of get into it, but then it just kind of filled the whole space, and it was nice.
Thank you.
I said I especially liked the one with the whispering in it. It had that kind of ASMR thing going.
I should have
Yeah.
brought more things to make noises with.
Yeah,
Next
so
time.
I like that.
Thank you.
So, okay, I hope to see you guys again.
Thank you, Laura.
See you soon, Laura.
Bye.
Bye.
And I'm going to sign off also. I just wanted to tell you that it was such a treat to be able to be here and present for your collaboration. I really enjoyed both of you, and thank you.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks so much, Bonnie.
Bye. Bye, Dad, who's in the background probably.
Yes, he is.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Bye, Malcolm. Thanks for coming.
Tolby, we did it.
Yeah, we did. That was great. That was kind of perfect all the way around, wasn't it? Yeah. Right.
Wherever you are.